A decent budget mic are a dime a dozen, but every now and again a diamond does come out from the rough. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you like this video in the end, don't forget to like it, and if you want to see more content like this, please subscribe to the channel. Now, before we get it started, I just want to state that Maono have sent me on this microphone to review. However, everything inside the video is that of my own opinion. So this is the PD100X. It's a budget microphone coming in at £45 at the time of this video. Now, if you've ever heard of Maono before, it's because they are a budget brand for streaming and content creation, completely targeted at the entry-level gear for gamers and streamers. It has one control dial on the front of it, which you can push in and out to toggle between the microphone and headphone levels, along with a touch-sensitive mute button, and on the bottom you actually get the choice of either a USB or XLR connection to go out to your computer or audio interface. There's also a headphone jack to monitor the microphone playback, and also a button to change the RGB. It is a dynamic cardioid capsule microphone with a frequency response of 40Hz to 16kHz, and has a sampling rate of 24-bit at 48kHz. And inside the box you'll find a microphone, a tabletop mic stand, and a USB cable alongside the instructions. But let's put all those technical details aside right now and get down to why you're watching this video. Is this microphone any good? Now, I've had the pleasure of studying sound engineering and always having more high-end gear rather than the budget entry, and recently we reviewed the FiFine AM8, which for me was an insane piece of kit for the price. But can this knock the competition out of the park? You can already hear it yourself in this video. I'm not using any other microphone. So first of all, it's actually smaller than the AM8. It doesn't feel as clunky, and to me has a much more compact and polished look in comparison. However, the build quality of the AM8 does feel a little more solid, mostly because the outer body of the PD100X is a full RGB light, which is a little gimmicky, but I get that we're targeting the gamer and streamer user base here. The sound, just like the AM8 for me, is very impressive for the price. And the headphone monitoring is good, but it is also very sensitive. A lot of the time I had to have it set around to a level 12 out of 100, so it becomes a balancing game of changing the level of your actual headphones and tweaking the level on the mic itself. Now, if you're wanting to control the microphone a little more, I would definitely recommend downloading the Maono Link software. Inside the app, you can actually turn the mic monitoring on or off, have more control over the levels and the RGB. As well as this, you're able to then introduce an equalizer, a limiter, a compressor, and a noise gate, which usually these features are something you find in the mid to high range piece of equipment. Usually you don't get software with budget microphones. It also means that you're not having to worry about adding in any audio filters on your OBS stream, or sound any different between Zoom calls or talking when you're gaming with your friends. So this for me, in comparison to the FiFine AM8, is a big win. I did actually have some issues when using my own USB cables, that it would connect to the PC but it wouldn't be recognized. When I first loaded up the software, I did try to actually upgrade the firmware on the microphone. However, it did get stuck in upgrade mode because of using my own USB cables. However, this was easily fixed by using the supplied USB cable and selecting to upgrade the microphone's firmware in the settings afterwards. Unplugged it, plugged it back in, and it was completely fine. And if you ever wanted to have even more control over the sound of your computer with multiple channels, Maono actually offer a piece called the Arena software, which is very similar to that of like the SteelSeries GG and Wavelink software, and a lot of other manufacturers that are now coming out with this software for streaming. So at the end of the day, who is this microphone for? It's definitely targeted towards more budget-oriented streamers if you're just coming into the space, especially with gaming as well, and if you're okay with having a unicorn on your desk at all times. It is definitely a solid option, as it does actually come in cheaper than what the AM8 is at the time of the video. However, for me, I'm probably going to keep it as a secondary microphone in my setup over on my streaming PC. I'm not too much of a fan of the RGB, and especially with how cheap the microphone actually looks when it's turned off. Just because of the flat white diffused plastic that is used for it, it just doesn't look very nice. If they came out with the exact same mic without the lights, or a package, or maybe in the package actually have an outer shell that you could slot on to make it look a little bit more premium, I would be all over for that. But anyways guys, that's it for this video. Let me know your thoughts on the PD100X. Is it something you'd be all for, or maybe something a little bit more clean looking such as the AM8 is more to your preference? If you want to check out my thoughts on that microphone, you can find it over on my channel on another video that we did recently. But until then, I will catch you in the next one. I'll see ya.